Kristen with Nerdette's Newsstand, and I want to talk about a new article that came out on Bleeding Fool with an F. I used to actually write for them, and then I got super busy and never actually finished any articles, but they are a great website, an alternative for geek culture, right? And I will put this link in the pinned comment. Make sure you check it out. Now, of course, this is going to talk about the Whisper Network within comics. I actually did not cover this originally when the first article came out. I'll put a link to Dan Pham, who did a fantastic job of covering the first one if you kind of want to catch up. But a TLDR is duh. We knew this was here. We knew that it was around, right? It was too obvious. They didn't hide it good enough to know that they were part of the, they're terrible people, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But we knew. But my biggest question coming out of this article, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It's a big article, and it's definitely worth the read. My biggest question is, why are we at a point in the comic book industry that people that sell nothing, and I mean nothing, we're talking about people like Mags and Tess Fowler and Stephanie Cook. The only one that actually sells and is talented, and I'm really disappointed in, is Amy Chu. But why do they have so much control? Why are they allowed to control so much? And I think the answer is pretty simple, because they control the outrage and the narrative. They control people like Rich Johnson, cause simping ain't easy, and they control what people publish, like Rich Johnson, or Chris Arendt, I think is his last name. He's an idiot. He is gotten, I used to trust Newsarama as the number one website to go for my news. Like, literally daily. I probably visited it at least twice a day when it comes to the channel. Oh, man, you've really lost it. You've gone full, crazy. TDS. Like, I could keep saying these things. You're literally posting about your bias, and you have no problem not, writing. You're supposed to be a journalist. You don't write unbiased articles. There's actually, I was thinking about this earlier. There is not a single website out there that has unbiased reporting when it comes to comics as an industry whole. There's not a website at all. Now you can, talk about Bleeding Fool, but they have a right agenda. They are pro-comics gay. And that, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that at all. And same with Bounding Into Comics. They are obviously very right. A lot of times they do dumb things like, oh my God, Harley Quinn is bisexual. Who knew? Like, you should have known. You should have known. But, there's no website you can go to, because the rest of them are all like, oh my God, Comicsgate is a hate group. And I don't think, obviously, that Comicsgate is a hate group. I think a lot of them are idiots. But I don't think they are a hate group. Let's be real. A hate group is ISIS. I've said this before. You are dumb and ignorant if you are really going with that narrative. Are some of them hateful? Yeah. But let's talk about hateful, okay? Let's talk about really hateful. We're about to get there, right? So we have this article by pen name Penny Parker. Whoever you are you are the hero of the day, of the month, of the year. She kind of shows this confirmation from Amy Chu, and Amy Chu's being very sarcastic. Like, she's trying to play it off like, there's no Whisper Network. You guys are silly. Oh my God. We're girls. We're going to be totally fun and frenzies. Okay. All right. Sure, Amy. You know what, Amy? You get, I hate being like this. You can tell I'm biased. Amy gets a pass for me to a very small degree. I'm not talking about overall, because she wrote that Ivy, I forget what it was called, a few years back. Oh my God, it's so good. Like, Ivy with her, little kid. Oh, I freaking love it. I was going to review it, and then I was like, no, I'm sick of reviewing this stuff when nobody cares. So, we have, last time a lot of it talked about Alex DeCampi, who is absolutely a joke. one of the biggest jokes in the industry. Again, I want to reiterate, none of these people sell, but they still control the narrative that's put out on the news websites, even going to Screen Rant and CBR, because those websites will not report, that Ethan's book sold $1 million, because they consider him a hateful, or a hate group. He may be a hateful person, and, that's debatable depending on your version of hateful, but these people are truly hateful. Stephanie Cook, right? She did Tartarus for Image. That's literally all I know that she's done. She stole money from Bill Wilmingham. Stole literally $10,000. Yet when it was reported upon, it was taken away. Like, this woman right now, I think there's a couple of them. I'll have to look. There's a couple of them that have their, Twitter's locked down. One of them I know is Mags. Stephanie may be the other one. Yes, actually it is. I was looking at my screenshots. It definitely is. They're running scared. They know the truth is out there, yet they don't want to lose that power that they have. They control not only, journalism. They control this Twitter atmosphere that, in the industry, whether it's DC or Image or Valiant or Marvel. They don't want the outrage, so they bend the knee time and time again. And these girls know that. They know that. And they have no problem being the person that bends the knee, which is the problem with you. You did it first. You made them realize that this gives them power, yet you keep doing it. And it doesn't matter that this woman is literally a thief, and it's not just her. Tess Fowler is a thief too. She is going through cancer treatment right now, and I hope she comes out okay. I really do. Nobody deserves to suffer at all, be in pain. I hope, Tess, if you ever hear this, that you do come out okay. But what you have done to people is not okay. You stole from a dying man. You stole money from a dying man. You are a you are a terrible, horrible, garbage human being. You stole money from, I forget his name. I'll find it. Stuart Chapman. You stole money from him. He died. Doesn't matter. You never wronged your right. Yet you can sit here and say, oh, Ethan's making fun of me for, what? Like, the fact that you have cancer? No, he didn't make fun of you for that. He's saying what you have done is horrible and karma's a bitch. But you didn't care when people like Mike McCone said everybody in Comicsgate should die of cancer because it fit your narrative and you are a massive hypocrite. And I talked about it yesterday in my Dynamite video. You use this left-wing ideology to kind of blanket umbrella everything you can, and it protects you because if somebody disagrees with you, you're going to call them magnitude of buzzwords, whether it's Nazi or racist or bigot or misogynist. Like, God, how can you be this terrible of people? The two main people we're talking about today both stole money. One from a dying man and the other from Bill Wilmingham. Like, I don't know how these people have any power. So let's take it a little bit further. The story was very much so censored when it came to Stephanie Cook stealing money because that's how Rich Johnson wanted it. And, it's just how it ended up. So let's talk a little bit about Scott Snyder, right? It's really funny the time that this gets, released, right? Because Scott Snyder just came out and said he was, kind of packing up shop. He is stepping away from DC. He's not going to be their main guy anymore. He's not leaving, at all. But he wants to step away from comics for a little bit. Do you blame him? Do you blame him at all? They have been playing the long game with him since literally Heather Antos gave him shit about, he came out and said, I was off the radar. Yep, Comicsgate bad. Mean people equal bad. Like, he was just like, okay, all right, they're bad. They've been playing this game with him, and some, it's funny. I'm not going to disclose DMs, my personal DMs from years ago. But when I did have a conversation with Scott long ago, we were talking about this, right? And we were talking about Comicsgate and whether or not they were hateful, whether or not they were good people or bad people. Because he saw me as CG adjacent, and that wasn't a good thing. Well, he was like, what they've done to Mags, what they've done to Mags, who was Brian, and when he was Brian, he was one of Scott's students, is what really bugged me. And I'm like, yeah, I won't go hard on Mags just because of who you are and my respect for you. I won't do that. I'll be very careful when it comes to it. And I avoided that subject for about a year. Out of simple respect, right? Well, she has none for him. There's these DMs within this talking about, Scott called me for, I don't know how long, but spent 10 minutes talking about comics and 45 minutes about him going in circle, that he doesn't want to be a bad person, but he doesn't know what to do about this, that, or the other thing. Scott stuck up for Mags to, at that time, I was a complete stranger. He had your back. But you have no problem going in this, Whisper Network and calling him everything. Saying anything you want about him. At least Scott has some loyalty. At least he's a decent person. He even said, Mags even says, we were talking about war and he doesn't know what to do. Mags come out and says, dude, I know less than you do right now. I have literally no advice. But when they came out about, Warren Ellis, she was like, it was so bad. I feel so bad. Like, she acted like she knew about the situation publicly, but obviously Scott could call her on that bullshit. And then she was like, Sean Gordon Murphy's love bombing me. Shut up. Like, can you, even Cecile Castellucci is in here, and that's really, that's another one I'm disappointed at, but I'm not surprised at. I actually was going to give her Batgirl run a chance after, I think it was 47. Okay, it ends in 3, but I was going to get the last ones, and read the stuff I hadn't, the back issues, because it was really good. And the Joker War one was really fucking good. I was shocked. It was my favorite of the week, something by Cecile Castellucci. I was shocked. And now she's coming out and, saying it's a part of bad behavior, I think, happens. You can't be serious. They even talk about Max Bemis and stuff, but, they play this long game with Scott Snyder trying to get rid of him. They are talking about, he did spearhead the effort to oust Van Sciver. Come on, Scott. Just be professional. I don't like him either, but damn. And she says, Amy Chu, I love her. I did love her. And I had to stop talking to Scott after the Braganza thing. He felt that everyone should trust them to work things out behind the scenes. Holy shit, you mean he's normal? Do you mean that he is normal? Normal people want to work things out and not have it go on the court of social media. My God, Scott, respect. Absolutely, that's what you should do. If it is illegal, put it to, the cops. If you think it should be illegal, do something about it. If it is something that HR can take care of, go to HR, but you don't go to Twitter. Enough of this cancel culture bullshit. Enough of this. Do you realize when, comics 10 years ago, okay, maybe 20 years ago, we're selling in the millions. And now Batman can't even sell 100K. It's because you let these nitwits control everything. And the fucked up thing about it is if you took channels like mine, who I am not Comicsgate, I will be clear about that. And, but I do enjoy some of them, right? I enjoy people on both hands. If you took people like mine and Kayfabe and Zach and Az and Sweetcast, all of these people, and added up our views, we probably get more clicks. I can about guarantee it. I get almost 1 million a month myself. We probably get more clicks than these websites do. But these websites are so clearly biased. Those people don't have the time of day for, normal fans that want the best for the industry. But go ahead, Casey Gilly. Lock down your account because you're scared. Because you know what you're doing is wrong. You know in your heart you are wrong. It doesn't matter though, right? Thought so. It's just another coincidence. None of this is real. None of it whatsoever. So, I'm being sarcastic, by the way. I just think this is a really messed up situation. But I do think whoever Penny Parker is, and, I think you're doing a great job. I think you should continue to do this. I think all you're doing at this, point is really helping the industry. Even if you don't see it that way, you're doing a service that needs to be done. You're doing something spectacular. I find it amazing. Really, really lot of respect. No respect for the other people that I talked about. Anyways, let me know what you think. I will put the link to this article in the description and Dan Pham's wrap up of the first one, which I'm hoping she does a second one too, because she's a lot more linear than me. I'm just all over the place because I'm all emotions. She does a really good job. Her whole channel is great. Check her out. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, of course, about this, about all of these wonderful people. I even seen Christopher Sabella in there. He's a nice guy. He's a dick. He's so mean. All of these people, but yet they still control it. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon and subscribe stars. You guys literally make this channel possible. Huge thank you to Cage the Mick, Robert Mick Twiz, Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris Z, David L, David Rafford, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Mighty Balls, Mike Buckner, Maizen Barbosa, Ruskar, Ryan Decker, Robert Hoffman, and Doc Holliday. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget on the way out to like as always if you enjoy the content and hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.